This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good evening, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for May 18, 2023. And in the news this evening, 100 pounds of ganja seized in Hanover. Approximately 100 pounds of ganja was seized during an operation at Fish River Road in Hanover on Wednesday. No one was arrested in connection with the seizure. Reports from the Green Island Police are that about 1:30 a.m., lawmen were conducting an operation in the area when two men ran on the approach of the team. The chase ensued, however, the men managed to escape. A board structure that was seen in the vicinity was searched and the ganja weighing about 100 pounds and the two parcels of seeds were seized. The estimated street value of the drug is not yet ascertained. Investigations are ongoing. Businessman charged after allegedly pointing gun at a woman. A businessman was arrested and charged with assault at the common law and using a firearm to commit a scheduled offense following an incident in Banana Ground District, Manchester on May 13. Charged is 28-year-old Shaquille Hewitt, otherwise called the Specie, of William Crescent, Kingston. Reports are that about 4 p.m., Hewitt was in a dispute with the complainant when he allegedly pointed a firearm at her before fleeing the scene. A report was made to the police and Hewitt was intercepted in Clarendon whilst on his way home. St. Andrew teen mom and a baby reported missing. The police are seeking the public's help to locate a 15-year-old girl and her 10-month-old daughter who have been reported missing. Latonia Barrett and her child Angelique Brissett have not been seen or heard from since Tuesday, May 16. Latonia is of brown complexion, medium build, and 5 feet 6 inches tall, while Angelique is of brown complexion. Reports from the Papine police are that Latonia and Angelique were last seen at home on Golden Avenue in St. Andrew about 7 p.m. on the day in question. The police say Latonia was last seen wearing a floral dress and Angelique was wearing a jeans dress. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Latonia Barrett and Angelique Brissett is asked to call the Papine police at 876-927-2047, police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. Manchester taxi operator murder case pushed back due to absent attorney. The unavailability of the lawyer representing taxi operator Kevin Leslie, who is charged with the murder of his common-law wife during a domestic dispute, delayed the proceedings in the Manchester Parish Court today. The court was informed that Norman Godfrey was unable to attend the committal hearing. As a result, Leslie was further remanded until Wednesday, May 24. Allegations are that at 8:30 p.m. on Friday, March 10, Leslie and his common-law wife, Sade Brown, had a domestic dispute, and he reportedly used a knife to stab her multiple times. The incident reportedly happened in the presence of Brown's 11-year-old son and her 5-year-old nephew. It was the son who reportedly alerted neighbors about what occurred. Brown was taken to the Mandeville Regional Hospital, where she later succumbed to her injuries. Leslie was arrested and later charged. 2 charged after firearm and ammo found in garbage bin. 2 St. Elizabeth residents were charged following the seizure of a firearm and several rounds of ammunition during an operation in Dry Harbor, Lacovia in the parish on Monday. Charged are 33-year-old Jamar Nelson, a chef of Morgan's Square, and 24-year-old Abigail Samuels of Rice Peace District, both in Lacovia in the parish. Reports from the Black River Police are that about 12:45 p.m., lawmen carried out an operation in the area and 1 Colt .45 semi-automatic pistol with a magazine containing 4.45 cartridges were found in a garbage bin in the kitchen. The weapon was seized and Nelson and Samuels were taken into custody. They were subsequently charged for possession of a prohibited weapon and unlawful possession of ammunition. Minister concerned about educational readiness of early childhood students. Education Minister Favour Williams has said she is concerned about the recent findings of a report which examined the educational readiness of students at the early childhood level. Ms. Williams said the ministry conducted an assessment of 179 4-year-olds to get an indication of what academic intervention would be needed for these students. She said 17,000 or 63% of them are deemed okay and not needing any intervention.
Madam Speaker, this year, for the first time, we did an assessment of 27,179 4-year-old students, 4-year-old children, to see what intervention was needed, if any, in the lives of these children. And the assessment told us that of that 27,179, 17,000 or 63% of our 4-year-olds are deemed okay, not needing any intervention. But you have a little over 10,000 4-year-olds that we're going to have to monitor in class because learning and behavioral problems are evident. It means we have to provide additional trained practitioners for the monitoring or individual intervention that is needed.
Finance Minister says increased revenues will offset higher public sector wages. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark has said the government expects to earn increased revenues during the fiscal year to offset the increase in salaries in the public sector. Speaking Thursday morning on the news, Dr. Clark said projections for next year and the following year indicate that the country will be able to handle the increases.
We have the projections for what next year is going to look like and what the following year is going to look like. And that's how you test sustainability, because you can see that it hangs together, that, we're not dependent on a massive increase in revenues next year in order to fulfill our obligations under this reform. Okay, so they're going to increase, but they'll increase by the level of growth plus the level of inflation. Inflation is moderating. It was about 5.8% in the last report, which I think was it the February report, 5.8%. Inflation, we are budgeted inflation this year of 5.2% and growth of 1.6%. So we'd expect revenues to be moving by those amounts, which is sort of back to normal in terms of those variables.
Ungracious and unequitable, JCC urges government to roll back massive salary hike for politicians. The Jamaica Council of Churches is describing as ungracious and unequitable the huge salary increases for politicians that were announced in Parliament on Tuesday by Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark. In some cases, the salaries for the political directorate has been increased nearly fourfold. This has not gone down well with many Jamaicans, and the JCC is urging the Andrew Holness-led government to roll back the increases. We call on the government to reconsider its intentions and recast the salary packages for government officials, which bears sensitivity to and solidarity with the conditions of ordinary Jamaicans and reflects equity in both quantitative and qualitative respects, said a statement from the JCC over the signature of its president, the Most Reverend Kenneth D. Richards. Another church group, the Jamaica Evangelical Alliance, earlier Thursday described the decision by the government to substantially increase the salaries of parliamentarians as a blatant and unconscionable assault on the country's recovering fiscal standing, adding that the move was shameful and immoral. On a radio talk show on Thursday, a caller pointed out that Holness and his wife Juliet, who is the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, will next April be taking home nearly $50 million between them. Come April 1, 2024, Holness will be paid $28.6 million per annum, while his wife will be paid $17.2 million. The JCC noted that the increases amounted to over 200% in some cases. We have also noted that this announcement has been met with outcries of disapproval from several sectors, it added. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.